Meet the women of Femen, Ukraine's topless protest movement. Our God is woman, our mission is protest, our weapons are bare breasts.
This is Lulu Wei for Daily Xtra, and I'm here with the filmmaker and director of Ukraine is Not a Brothel, Kitty Green. For those who haven't seen the film, can you give us a brief synopsis about it?
So it's a film about a topless feminist protest movement that protests in Ukraine against patriarchy and against and for women's rights. And but there's sort of a twist to the film where you find out that it's not run the way you think it's run, and it's sort of the film's following the contradictions in the movement, really.
How did you get involved with Femen?
My grandma's Ukrainian, so I was just traveling around Ukraine visiting relatives, and I saw them protesting, and I thought it was really weird and cool and bizarre, and I loved it. So I kind of just got out, had DSLR, and I started shooting protests for them and giving them the footage. They liked what I did, and they asked me to stick around.
Do you think that your appearance helped gain you access to them?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I was sort of part of ended up being almost like their videographer, so I would go with them wherever they went. And actually, it wasn't so much the access. I guess it was. I lived with them, so there were 6 of us, and it was a 2-bedroom apartment. We were all sharing kind of beds, literally. Like, we had no money, and we were kind of. It was very. I mean, it was friendship in some ways, and I guess the trust is what got me the access. Really, it was a tight bond.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful portrait about the women, and it's really great that you kind of see their vulnerability and you get to really see how they are. And just a question of just out of curiosity, like, you show shots of them changing and bathing, and I was just wondering, why did you choose to include those images?
Yeah, because I live with them, and that's how they are. Like, they're a topless feminist. They're always topless, so you get used to that, and it's not weird for me to see those images. And people say, oh, she lingers on it too long or whatever, but it was just sort of my daily life was watching them do this stuff. Do you know what I mean? They walk around the house topless. That's what they do. So I mean, I chose to shoot it because that's what I experienced, really. And it wouldn't be true if I left that stuff out in some ways. It'd be kind of it wouldn't be authentic.
How did the girls react when they first saw your film?
Yeah, it was tough because it's a tough film for them. It reveals a lot of secrets that they wanted to keep secret, and I've sort of exposed them in some way. Not physically, obviously, they do that themselves. But yeah, it was really tough, and we had to kind of talk it all through and how it would go, and we had made sure that we had proper press conferences and they could get their point across. And so they've done a lot of press for the film, and that's sort of helped them. And they've also come a long way since the end of the film. They're a completely different movement now, and they're kind of set up in Paris and all over the world. It's not just in Ukraine anymore. So yeah, they've really grown up in a lot of ways.
Did your beliefs or the way you viewed them change along the way of filming them? Because what was your first reaction or thought about them? Because I know that they've gotten a lot of criticisms in the past.
Yeah, when I arrived, I thought there would be this really strong feminist movement. There'd be strong women. They'd be doing their thing, and then I kind of slowly discovered it wasn't run that way, and there was something else going on. And so I kind of followed the problems and kind of started making that the focus of my story. But so yeah, I mean, I was a bit upset by the way it was run. So I mean, I asked a lot of questions, and I think that forced them to really take a look at themselves and go, hang on, what's going on here? We need to change this. And they since have, so I'm really proud of them for that.
99% українських дівчат навіть не знають, що таке фемінізм. Я не повинна так посміхатись.
So Kitty, thanks for talking to me about your film, and everyone should go see it because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was crafted really well and shot really well. So.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.